You guys from the city or?
Yeah, Brooklyn and Manhattan.
You guys have a regular gig up there or?
We do from time to time. Right now, we're
Can you hear me?
yeah,
Playing all over.
yeah, we're just trying to run around the country, you know.
I got a bunch of family out there.
Oh yeah, I see the shirt.
Tell them to come see Yarn, man.
Who's got the wide shot?
Right here.
Can you look, make sure that this light's not in the shot? Yeah, that's plenty fine.
I got that window in the background.
I will shut the door.
I need you, when he's asking questions, to be the main on him.
That's what I got right now. We're in trouble. There'll be lots of takes.
Interviewees.
We've had serious media training, so we scrutinize you.
And I'm his backup. I got it.
It's amazing what you can do with editing and tape.
Exactly, man.
We'll take me out.
Whichever one's rolling, and then let's give a mark so we can make sure everything syncs up.
Okay. Ray, go ahead and ask him one question, please. Okay. Are you ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon. I'm Ray Barnes. We're here with Americana Cafe, and Yarn has come to see us today. Blake, will you take a couple of moments and introduce yourself and the band?
Sure will. Thanks for having us, Ray. This is Trevor MacArthur. He plays guitar and backup vocals. Andrew Hendricks plays the mandolin and a little bit of harmonica. Jay Frederick, Freddie J on drums and percussion. Rick Bugle, Ricky B on upright bass. And we're Yarn.
Well, it's good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
I've noticed musically that you have a wide range of interest, and your taste goes all the way from Lou Reed to Ricky Nelson.
That's right.
Do they ever meet musically?
Well, I think Lou Reed definitely, he loved the doo-wop kind of thing, I mean, with Velvet Underground, but I grew up listening to all that old 50s stuff with my father, and he was a diehard Ricky Nelson fan. We've actually been listening to Ricky Nelson
In the car. Today.
just today, listening to him on the way up here, and we
Traveling man.
forgot how great he was, you know. I mean, actually, we always knew, but no, it's just things that I've listened to throughout time, and all these guys have come from a wide array of influences. You know, these two guys are hardcore jazz fans and musicians, and you know, all over the place.
I've noticed that musically, there seems to be somewhat of a continuity and a thread that runs through the musical talent. And I noticed that your influences do run from hard rock all the way through to Americana, traditional Americana.
Yeah, definitely.
How about your songwriting? Tell us a little bit about how you collaborate and what you do in order to write your songs. You've had some pretty good with your two releases as Yarn, and currently you're climbing the charts. So tell us a little bit about how you work into that and the material that you prepare.
I don't know. I mean, I got a few years ago. I just got real. I mean, I've been writing for a long time, and but a few years ago, I just kind of got a fire lit, and I just started writing all the time, and a lot of stuff I'm collaborating with my friend Shane Sett right now. But we've been doing that for, I don't know, 20 years or so. So it always differs. The process always differs. You know, whether I start with lyrics or start with a melody, or just start with some chords,
Bottle of booze.
or a bottle of whiskey, and helps you get, you know, a little more creative and loosens the inhibitions. But yeah, I don't know. I don't have really any set way of doing it. But I know when I need something new, I got to start writing.
Okay.
Which is pretty constant.
So basically you do just sit down with a task at hand, or do you find that you just collect notes and tidbits along the way?
Well, lately there's been a lot of notes and tidbits, but I know, like, if you want to get a song done, all you got to do is sit there and write till you finish it, and that's the best way to get it done. And I have to heed that advice a little more these days because I'm getting sidetracked with a million other things to actually finish my songs here.
Well, I know you've come all the way from New York, and we thank you for doing that. Being that you are from New York, do you find that it is a struggle being in New York and being an Americana band?
I don't think it's a struggle. I don't think the two are a struggle because of each other. I think the main struggle is, being in New York, where being a musician and a developing act as we are, it's just affording to do the things that other bands that have a much easier financial, burden. So being an Americana band in New York, I don't think it's definitely not hurt us at
It's
all.
not hurt.
I don't think so. I think we've, in the short time we've been doing this project, I think we've come a pretty good way.
I almost feel it almost in a way helps because people don't expect it. When we go to other places and we tell them where we're from, they're taken back. So even in New York City, they're taken back when we say that. So I just think it actually helps us a little bit. It makes us stand out.
Well, I know that with Empty Pockets climbing the charts, do you find today there has been a surge with Americana music, and I am noticing that rock and roll artists, traditionally rock and roll groups, have actually made a segue, and they're trying to get onto the AMA charts. How do you feel about that, being a traditional Americana band? Do you have any feelings at all when you have somebody like the Pretenders come in and all of a sudden they're climbing the Americana charts when you've been there all along paying your dues trying to get on the Americana charts and get up and climb it?
Not at all, man. It's all good company. Who knows what our next record's going to sound like anyway, so might be a little rock and roll, so we hope the AMA will still put us on the charts, so we hold no grudges in any way for that.
Anything that brings it, higher to the surface is good.
More attention, the better for us.
Good point.
Keep rolling, guys. Ray, I need a follow-up question. He introduced the two gentlemen in the back as being influenced by jazz. There were a couple of questions about, since the diversity of Americana, how did their jazz background come in? So we can balance it.
Blake, tell us, how did you come up with the group name Yarn?
Yarn? Well, we started the band as a string band. Andrew actually had a dream, vision, or whatever about a marquee saying the word yarn, and we really thought about that name and how it really was real appropriate for us, just in the fact that our songs are very story-based. We're telling tales, we're spinning yarns, and at the time we didn't have a rhythm section. We knew we had an idea that we wanted one. So, so just kind of yarn, string, and tales.
Yeah, there's something really organic about the idea of yarn to me as well. Sort of like weaving different strains of music together. So I think there's a lot of analogies that work pretty well with the name.
Excellent. Now, I know musically, we've touched base on this a little bit already. Musically, you are a fairly diverse group. Tell us a little bit about your jazz influences and how you actually connected up with Blake. Was it a happenstance meeting, or was it a search to go look for somebody with a diverse musical background?
I actually met Blake through Andrew. Andrew saw me playing with another band in New York, which was also kind of an Americana band. So it didn't really have too much to do with the jazz background. I went to school for jazz, so right.
Okay.
But the improvisational aspect of the music is kind of the same. Like there's large solo sections. There's a head section and a solo section. We take it out a lot of jazz music.
Yeah, for me, it's just like, you give out so many cards, and this random day, and there's this one bass player says, hey, you want to come, to Kenny's Castaways in Greenwich Village, and come sit with his family. And at times, he's doing all strictly jazz. I'm like, hey, man, good music is good music. And went there, played with him. It's like the first gig, it feels pretty good, and we just kept on growing and growing. Just kind of came together, all five of us. And we have something special here, and let's go with it.